Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Good News York. You might notice that we are not in the studio again today.
No.
We've been taking lots of field trips lately.
Yeah, this one.
I feel like we're slacking. Are you not doing your homework? Is that what's...
No, Look, Amanda booked this. I don't know what she's getting us into, but I'm very excited.
Yeah, we are at the Wild here in Chittenango. This place is absolutely incredible from what we were told. There is a zoo, there is a drive-through safari, and there is a resort animal experience we've seen on the brochure. We're really excited to take a look and see what's really happening here.
Yeah, I think what are we going to do? We're going to feed some animals, talk to some animals.
Might feed you to an animal.
Feed me to an animal.
You better not get out of line today, buddy.
I always say it all started with like a couple goats. I had my landscape company. It was a small landscape company. I had an acre of land, and for his first birthday, my excuse is you're kind of weird if you just go buy a bunch of animals and put them in your backyard. But for his first birthday, his birthday present was I built him a petting zoo in my backyard. So
Dad of the year.
Yeah,
Dad of the century.
Yeah, like a full blown. There was even like feed machines, quarter machines. It was all for fun, you know, we had goats, we had donkeys, I had zebra over there. Like, it's weird because it was just an acre of land. And just like slowly I turned my garage into like an indoor area. I had coatimundis, which are like a South American raccoon. I had reptiles in there. And with opening that for him, I think it was that fall, I started like a small fall festival, and the funny thing is I had like no parking, and I think it was $2 to get into my backyard. I had an outdoor bar area. We turned into a food area. We had like one bounce house that kids could bounce in, and it started with that. And then the next year, for his second birthday, I surprised everyone. I got him a camel for his birthday. So
Yeah,
That's quite a surprise.
The classic camel.
yeah, I hid it at my garage from everybody, and then my dad opened up the garage and almost fell over when he saw a camel standing there. But that camel still, to this day, we have over on the safari. So he's like the OG. Like, he's been around forever, and like it's his camel, and we just expanded.
Man, so what happens on like the 14th birthday? I mean, you went from you gave him a zoo and then a camel.
I think you're seeing it.
I mean,
yeah.
Camaro.
I just keep building stuff all for them, you know. Like, that's my goal, is just to build a massive, you know, North Chittenango kind of take over the area and businesses, and it's all for both of my boys.
That's incredible. How big of property do you have here altogether?
So I have over 300 acres total.
Oh, wow.
Between all the different properties, because I have the zoo here, which was 15 years ago, opened up. The safari opened up during COVID, and then the Haven, which is another 117 acres. We just opened up this year, and then I have support farms around, a 100-acre farm where we live that we do all. Like, I try to be as self-sufficient as we can, like all our own construction crews. And for the bigger projects, I have to bring other people in.
Sure.
But we do all our own hay. My father, because the farming, he manages like the hay aspect of it. So we have all our own hay equipment. So we have to bale, 20, 30,000 bales of hay on our own. And so it's complex. Like, there's a lot of moving parts to it, a lot of different managers. Pretty big staff, and like I said, we have in-house construction crew, in-house maintenance, everything.
So I gotta ask, you got all these incredible exotic animals from all over the world. What do you do with them in the winter?
So that's part of like all the properties I have. Most of the animals here at the zoo, aside from like the goats and the stuff around the pond, stay here. They have heated buildings. Anything that needs heat has heat. Gotcha. My passion is African wildlife. I mean, I have animals from all around the world, but African animals are my passion, so there's more of them, which is challenging because Africa is a lot warmer than here. But if they need heat, they have a heated building. Some animals, the bison, different things, don't need heat. But with my support farms and stuff, we move them in the fall once we close down. And just everything always has a place to go. And it's all about ensuring. So our number one goal is to ensure the best lives that animals can have in captivity here. Safety is obviously a top priority. guest experience. Try to create, it's a different style zoo. It's very up close, personal, interactive. And I think people have gotten away from the interactive side of things. I mean, I remember as a kid when they used to do elephant rides at Rosemont Gifford. And, you know, like the thing is we need to protect the planet, protect the species. A lot of species are endangered or threatened. And you can only learn so much in a book, or the excitement you don't get from a book. They can see it in a classroom that when you interact with these animals, it gives you a connection. It makes you more likely to save the environment, to protect them, to contribute to conservation. I always say is like conservation through education is like one of our main things, is educating people about the animals and the need to protect them. But what better way to establish a bond with people, whether it's interacting with a baby camel or feeding goats. Like kids, they form this, you know, sort of bond, you know, as they come to the zoo and they get to interact with them. And hopefully it carries on. And because that's what did it for me, was my interaction with animals. If I didn't interact with them, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today. But yeah, so there's a lot.
Speaking of interaction with animals, you know, you said that you specifically like animals from Africa. Have you ever traveled to Africa for research?
No, that's like my ultimate trip. I've traveled around the world, different places. I was supposed to go for my birthday during COVID, and then COVID happened, so that kind of changed that. But that's still going to be like my ultimate trip, just to go there and see them in their natural element. Being a private zoo, we're kind of looked down on because we're not AZA, and that's just an accreditation you pay to be a member of. We still strive for high standards of animal care, but it's just, we don't feel like our resources are spent on an organization. I'd rather put it into the animals, into the exhibits, into the guest experience. So
do you I mean, you know, I own a couple dogs, I've owned a couple cats. You have some pretty exotic animals. Can you peel the curtain back a little bit? What do you have to do? You open the zoo. I'm assuming you have to get some crazy permits. Is there a lot of hoops you got to jump through?
Oh yeah, like we're federally and state licensed. We get randomly inspected. We have to prove that we can care for the animals. They'll show up and we have to go through full inspections. That's enclosures, diets, vet care, public safety, everything. And it's funny because when I first started and my boys were young, my parents, like, they were against it. Everybody was against it when I started. And then as I got going, they've been some of my biggest supporters and embraced it. My father works for me full-time, does excavation stuff. My mother just recently retired per se, but she always did my bookkeeping and everything. And yeah, so it's really a lot, but they've embraced it. And then my mother or father, one of them years ago, said, you know, you can get whatever, but as long as it can't eat our grandchildren. And yeah, well, I don't pay attention to anybody. And now we have some of the, you know, most dangerous animals from around the world. I mean, I think that I have probably the largest big cat collection privately in the country. I mean, we have 10 lions, 11 tigers, 5 leopards. We have all the different big cat species. We've got grizzly bears, black bears, pygmy hippos. You know, I think we have 18 alligators.
What's the most dangerous animal in the park?
It's hard to say. I would say like a jaguar is pretty legit. Like I say they're like a leopard on steroids. They're just like solid muscle, and you know, they're all like, that's what you have to, like, you can raise them in captivity. We've hand raised all of our cats. And by hand raising them, we bottle feed them as babies. It doesn't affect them in a negative way, but it's just like people. Like if you're stressed out, it's not healthy. So these animals, by us hand raising them, doesn't tame them. It doesn't take the wild out of them. But when they see us, they don't get stressed out. If we have to do vet care, they'll walk over and we can inject them, or, you know, it's a lot easier. And they see the public. They don't see them as a threat. Like they're not going to be back in the back of the enclosure scared, but they're also not going to want to kill them. So it kind of makes them have a better life in captivity, because none of these animals, they're all born in captivity. None of them are ever going to be released back into the wild. They can't learn to hunt. They never survive. So with them in captivity, we want to give them the best lives possible, and that's by hand raising them. And probably one of our biggest compliments is how, like, most people don't go to zoos where you can see the animals so up close. And they have nice enclosures, but they're right there. A lot of places you go, they're in the back of the enclosure, they're in the weeds. So It's
Yeah, I
just a
mean,
different
we're
experience.
sitting here as these giraffes are like 10 feet away from us.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I recently heard a survival tactic. I might have talked about this on the show. You're an expert, so now's the time to ask. We're talking about dangerous animals. I was told if you are ever come in contact with bears, what I was told was if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. And if it's white, good night. Is that true?
I mean, fairly, like a polar bear is like, they're known to actually hunt you. I mean, like a grizzly is still really serious. I mean, a grizzly can smell a drop of blood from a mile away.
That's a black
and they're
bear,
hunters.
grizzly?
No, brown bear.
Got it.
Black bears they're an omnivore. They eat meat, they eat vegetables, they eat everything. They're dangerous, but when you usually hear about bear attacks, it's either a polar bear, grizzly bear. Polar bears are by far the most dangerous, but grizzlies are definitely dangerous. I mean, if you come across them, I mean, you lay down, you're probably in trouble. Polar bear, you're definitely in trouble, but I guess you just got to hope that you're with someone and they're slower than you, so you just take off.
That's why I hang out with Matt.
Yeah.
True.
He thinks he's fast, but no, I'd take it for him.
Along those lines, sort of, I guess, maybe. You talked about, the hay that you raise here and use for different things. But when we talk about the diet, a lot of these things, I'm guessing, eat meat and things like that. How do you source that sort of thing?
So right now with my carnivores that I have, I probably go through about 7,000 pounds of meat every month.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a lot. And I mean, when you think about it, probably your average cow that you butcher, you might get 400 to 500 pounds out of. So you're talking 20 cows a month.
Oh gosh.
But we obviously have to source that, and we can't raise cows. It's not feasible. It wouldn't sustain. So we work with a beef company. We get chicken by just the cases brought in. It's restaurant quality chicken. But you can't also, there's more to it. Like we work with the veterinarians and the diets formulating. You can't just feed them meat because they're not going to get all the nutrients. In the wild, they're going to eat the stomach. They're going to eat the intestine. They're going to eat the fur. They're going to eat the bones. They're going to eat everything. So part of our diet is adding vitamins to it. So we have all these vitamin supplements we have. It's pretty extensive. There's a lot to it. But then you go to penguins, and penguins eat fish. You go to tortoises, they eat all vegetables. So like our kitchen is crazy, and like a penguin will eat 20 fish a day per penguin, and we have 17, 18 penguins, something like that.
Jeez.
So, but we've been fortunate too, where we have penguins that are an endangered species that hatch out chicks, so we're able to contribute to the population in captivity of an endangered species. And we have a Simang baby, also an endangered species. So we've been pretty successful at breeding things. It's not necessarily our goal, but it's nice to be able to supply other quality zoos with animals or sustain ourselves. That's the challenge. Like, people tend to humanize everything, and they have an outlook of animals being like people. They're not. They're different, everything. But they also have like a shorter lifespan. So my goal with building all this is for my kids to take it over and for it to be theirs. Well, a lot of animals have a 10-year lifespan, 15-year lifespan, 20-year lifespan. So I have to plan for the future with breeding and setting up breeding pairs in different groups, maybe whether it's off-site, so that if we need, more primates, that we have them in line or have them off-site or different things to be able to sustain this as a business for years to come for them to take over. So there's a lot involved, just future planning. And that's a nice thing with me having all the different facilities. I'm able to have, I have lions here, I have lions at the safari, I have lions at the Haven, I have tigers at all different places. So we have different sites to hold them. So there's a lot to it.
That's incredible. How many people you got on your team now?
I would say 60 to 70 employees seasonally, because we're a seasonal business. We've expanded our season we added Christmas lights to where we light the whole zoo up. We have a professional guy come in and put Christmas lights up. So it gives us another month and a half of being open to sustain staff, because it's challenging, because if we're only open from April to October, what do you do with all these employees? And it's to get them to come back, they're going to find other jobs. So the longer we can extend our season, we're able to keep better employees. And we do encounters with the animals where you get to interact with otters, sloth, penguins, different things. We do that year round, where people get a one-on-one, two-on-one with a keeper and these animals and interact to learn about them, get educated about them. So the business just keeps expanding. I would say I'm an entrepreneur, and business drives me with a passion for animals, and I try to combine business and animals and conservation. We recently started, and we're getting it up and running, a non-for-profit called Friends of the Wild, where we're going to contribute to conservation. We're going to contribute to the lives of animals in captivity, so that, it's kind of a controversial thing. People say it's a business, you're making money off animals. It's not that. It's my passion, and we want to contribute, whether it's conservation and education, which we've done for years, but now we want to raise money to give back monetarily, enhancing the wild, enhancing captivity, enhancing every aspect of it. So there's a lot to
That's
it.
incredible. So
No, go ahead.
yeah, we've talked a lot about this incredible place, but as we were walking in, you were telling us about kind of an expansion that's a kind of a whole different concept, right? Little event space, little Airbnb. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so basically it all started with a traveling petting zoo, and I didn't really get into that. Like, that was I had a landscape company, started a traveling petting zoo, traveled around the state doing fairs, festivals, and was doing everything at once, then opened the zoo. And then the zoo got so busy I had to get out of landscaping, which benefits me because I do all my own landscaping around the zoo and the different properties. And eventually got out of doing the fairs, festivals, focused on this. And as I said, business is my passion, and my mind never stops. I keep thinking of different things in different ways of, expanding, doing different projects. And the Haven was a dairy farm that, dairy farms, it's tough for them to make it. Didn't make it. The property came available. It was 117 acres, a mile away on the road that I live on. So I purchased it, and just my mind started thinking about what I could do. And I like to travel. I like to, experience different things. And my goal was to, first was an event center and then it kind of expanded. And now it's going to be a full-blown resort called The Haven, with lodging, with an event center. We can do weddings, we can do parties. We do outdoor events. We recently had an Ashley Cook concert. She's an up-and-coming country star. I have like a mini outdoor amphitheater with outdoor bar, outdoor bathrooms, everything. And it's utilizing that property for everything we can, but it will be a full-blown resort with places to stay, pool area, spa, everything.
Let's say I was going to have a wedding here. I'm already married, but let's say I was.
Most people do it 2 or 3 times.
That's right. I'm on my first.
No,
I'm on my
just kidding.
starter marriage. Is there going to be an add-on feature to where you can include the animals in some sort of way? Like maybe
Well, the unique thing
the
about
giraffe is your best man. I don't know.
our wedding venue is it's unique. I don't know if there's any other one in the country of that style. Is you get married at this massive event center that I built it all up, brought in tens of thousands of yards of fill. It's set on an African savanna. So out the wedding venue is a big, huge area of giraffe, zebra, antelope, ostrich. And then part of the lodging is around that we have luxury African tents that we're working on getting open. And basically you stay, it's built on a deck. These tents are manufactured right in Africa. They're high end. They all have bathrooms. They have TV. They have Wi-Fi. They have all luxury interiors, and you can rent these rooms and basically wake up, go out on your porch and have a coffee and look at giraffe and zebra right from your room. And we did the same thing with lions and tigers, where basically outside your bedroom kitchen, you look into a tiger or lion exhibit. And that's the whole focus, is the interaction with animals. Our Thursday night events, Party on the Patio, is our big outdoor area, and people can come. There's a band every Thursday. There's full menu restaurant, full bar, and you're listening to music. You're sitting out in lounge chairs, and you're looking at giraffe wandering around and zebra. And you can also go down to our feeding area. You can feed the giraffe while you're there. So it's just expanding just off of everything. It all started here, and it's just kind of progressed. And
It's that entrepreneurial.
yeah, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse that I'm never satisfied. So I finish one project, good, it's done. Okay, let's move on to the next, which makes it tough to sleep, makes it tough, to slow down. And it's my passion. I don't have the ability.
Right?
Yeah. It's a
doesn't
blessing and a
stop.
curse. I mean, we've really, really expanded, but it's not like a lot of people compliment me of how amazing things are. That I'm just part of it. Like you're only as good as the people around you, and I'm
Sure.
surrounded by great people, so they all deserve the credit too, as we go forward, because it's way too much for me to do on my own.
Yeah, it's obvious you've done an incredible job, Mike. mentioned it the second that we walked in and started looking around. I mean, the place is just
pristine.
immaculate, and from the fixtures to the literally no trash on the ground. So I was just
it's making
you're
sense.
doing a great job, the whole team. Really.
The landscaping aspect, and now it's clicking with me because I had said, and no disrespect to other zoos and parks like this, but you have wild animals around. It's hard to keep things clean. I mean, this is pristine.
Clearly, they don't have a professional landscaper.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Even the layout, everything's clean. I've got to ask your son. Are you still in school?
No, I graduated a couple years ago.
All right. So when you were in school, I have to ask, what were your classmates' reactions when they would come to hang out, and what did they think about the park and
They
everything?
just thought it was crazy because I would bring them here sometimes. Like I'd get them for free and we'd walk around and they would just ask me all about it. Like it was just awesome, and I like their reactions and stuff, and it's pretty cool. And then I'll go up and some of the animals know me and stuff like that, and their reactions are just crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of unique because they grew up a different lifestyle. Literally had lions and tigers in our living room. And I was always like, are they gonna realize that this isn't normal? And I've got two amazing kids, and just to be able to go to work with your children, it's the best thing there could be. So.
You mentioned you did a big pivot during COVID, and I remember specifically during COVID, the big thing was Tiger King.
Yeah.
That was a whole cultural thing. Did you guys watch that? Do you have any opinions on
Yeah,
that?
did that help or hurt?
So I watched it out of, what do I have to combat? What are people's opinions going to be?
Exactly.
And, first of all, Carol did it.
Yes.
All right. I mean, I hope that she doesn't watch this.
Glad
I'll
you
probably
know
get
that.
a cease and desist or a lawsuit. But hey, the facts are the facts. No, she's about the most evil human there is. But no, I watched it kind of like how bad is it going to make my industry look? And it wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, it made her look like the person that she is.
Right.
But it did kind of bring some negativity to it. And, I have differing opinions on it. I've met a lot of the people in the movie. It doesn't represent our industry. There's a lot of really professional people in the industry that do amazing things, and it kind of, the movie kind of made a negative perception of the field, but that's what movies do, sensationalization. And they're crazy, but even Joe, I personally have an opinion. I've met the guy.
Really?
I think he was set up. It was, who's going to pay $3,000 for a hitman? And,
Right.
Yeah.
he should have done GoFundMe. The zoo industry probably would have really helped him out with it.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. But it's just, I don't know. I think that it was kind of a setup, but I had stopped at that facility and there was probably 200-300 tigers, which is insane. When I was there, it was clean. It didn't smell. The animals were healthy. I think that he just let his feud with her just consume his
Overshadow,
life.
Yeah.
And I think it drove him to and I don't know him on a personal level or anything, but I think it just pushed him to the point of a little insanity, but I still don't think that that's the full story. So
Well,
free Joe Exotic, I guess.
Yeah, freedom. we can tell. I mean, this is nothing like that at all. I mean, the way you speak about the animals and your staff here. I mean, you can tell that this isn't just a hobby. Obviously, it's not even just a career. I mean, it's a lifestyle and it's something that you love. And
Yeah.
it's infectious, man, and you can see it when you walk around.
No, I'm fortunate. I get to live my dreams, and I mean, my kids have sacrificed a lot throughout their lives with me because I work all the time, and I feel bad. But I mean, trying to build this for them, and it's time consuming. But now it's nice because we get to work together, and it's been an experience and a lot of hard work by a lot of people to get us to this point. And it's kind of it's like my own little Disneyland here, Disney World, and that's when we'll travel to zoos and visit zoos, and we're walking around, and I'm not looking at the animals. I love the animals, but I'm looking at the rock work and taking pictures and sending it to my construction guys, being can we do our own spin on this, and what can we do to enhance the enclosures? And the enclosures that we built in the beginning 15 years ago, I don't think there's a single one still standing because we're always striving to improve. Tearing enclosures down that, you know, they were okay 15 years ago, but the zoo industry evolves just like everything. Like we started out with, you know, wood and this, and then we went to a clean metal look that is clean, but it's more industrialized. So now we're getting away from that and we're doing more of the natural carved rock work and just trying to evolve with it. But it's challenging too because like I've got 3 different properties we're working on, so you try to spread the time out, keep improving the zoo. The Haven is meant to be very high end. There's like resort. It's gonna have a spa. It's gonna have pools. It's gonna have pickleball, basketball.
Wow.
Basically, you go there and everything's there. And I look at like the cruise ship model. I'm trying to come up with basically excursions. When you're on a cruise, you go to a stop, you can add on all these things. Well, I'm trying to come up with all the things, whether it's, you know, the animal encounters, or you have a horseback tour, or you have ATV tours, stuff like that. So they come to Chittenango and they can experience the area around and do different things. And it's crazy because we've been fully booked with the Big Cat Bungalows, and it's all people from out of state and from New York City, from Long Island. We've had 2 different families fly all the way from Hawaii to stay here.
Wow.
California, Arizona. And my Big Cat Bungalows are the first in the Western Hemisphere. There's only 4 of them in the world of that style. There's one in Africa, one in England, and one in Australia. So we're the first one. I'm sure now someone will copy me, but you can't do it anywhere else in this side of the world. So
You know, you got me thinking too. It's kind of cool. Is, you know, we're always talking about how technology is changing daily and social media, and you know, there's a lot of industries that are affected by the rapid movement. But I feel like you're kind of protected here. Like no matter how much technology and AI develops, you have your own little world here. Like people are still going to want to come see animals in person.
Yeah, this is the real life experience.
yeah, to an extent, social media is our greatest ally and our greatest enemy because we're able to like promote, like 30 years ago, zoos couldn't promote events, couldn't promote new exhibits like you can now. You just put it out there and people see it and they'll come. But you also empower radical animal rights people. And you know, I would say 95% of people love zoos, maybe 98%. 2% despise them. They don't believe in animals in captivity. They don't believe in dogs and cats as pets. Those people are very organized, and social media gives a platform. And we get attacked here and there, not a lot because we try to put ourselves like to a different standard, but you know, somebody behind a keyboard and faceless with a fake, you know, profile picture, they feel pretty tough when they're typing everything, and they can attack you. And you know, they're always pushing for new laws to restrict it and make me not be able to have big cats and this and that. So it's another aspect of my business is we're always fighting. We're always contacting congressmen or different people to be like, hey, this law is like, it's really bad for my business. It's not valid. It's not necessary. But those people are effective in raising funds and buying off Congress people and getting, you know, a New York City politician to pass a law that they have no clue about anything, but they just get financing from it. So they push it through, and we've got to fight it and hope they don't gain steam. So it's a never ending battle, and we're always facing stricter regulations and new laws and different things. So it's a challenge. It's a whole nother aspect of it. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing too, is like kids live on tablets, they live on phones, they live on that. Like this gives them an experience to put the phone away, put the tablet away, and just go out and enjoy the animals and experience it and see it, which is a tough thing to do, is to get kids or even adults to put their phones down at this point.
So listen, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I got to ask you one question and see, maybe we can get some news. What is the next coming piece that we might see in the zoo? Or obviously we know the spa and all that's coming, but is there another exhibit on deck or things like that?
We've got some new animals coming in that we're working on, new exhibits. Some, you know, at the Haven, we've got a flock of flamingos coming in. That it's a unique experience. That it's basically, we're going to build a flamingo exhibit next to the pool area and do like a tropical Caribbean type feel, where basically you can lay by the pool, lay out in the sun, enjoy the pool with your kids, but look to your right or left and you see flamingos just hanging out. And then we're going to do encounters with the flamingos where you get to go and interact with them and feed them. We're going to do Caribbean style Airbnbs where you can stay looking in on the flamingo exhibit. And so that's one of the big things coming up. Our African tents opening, wolf Airbnbs where you get to stay with a pack of wolves outside your bedroom and lit windows, the spa, and then basically a lot more. It'll never stop. I've got a lot of land. If we do a campground, if we do, we're looking at doing a miniature golf course,
Nice.
basically coffee
Animal themed.
shop, ice cream shop, different things. So it never stops. It depends on what I think of and come up with, and
Your to-do list is gonna be just
it just keeps
Never-ending.
expanding. You check one thing off, you add four things. So it's
I
like,
have one last question. I mean, I feel like you've answered it in that everything you just named, but just walking in, you get a sense that this place is different than most of the zoos or animal parks that I've been to. Not just it being clean, but a lot of the things you're talking about. But maybe you could give a little more detail. What sets you apart from the average zoo? Maybe in the area, but maybe even anywhere. What separates you guys?
I would say that there's more of a passion. It's more of like a family-run facility, and these animals aren't just animals to us or exhibits to us. They're like family to us. We recently, and my boys helped me, we raised raccoons, and up until recently, it's crazy. I could get tigers, lions, anything. I couldn't get raccoons. Like, you couldn't get them. You couldn't get them on your permit. They changed it, and raccoons are where it all started. On the farm with me raising raccoons that my parents brought in. We bottle raised them in the house. We never kept them in enclosure or anything, and they would just take off in the fall and go back out into the wild. So it's and they helped me raise the raccoons. So these raccoons, they can go in with, they can walk around the zoo. So the animals, their lives are more than just exhibits to us. We truly care, and I feel like my staff truly cares about them. And I have people that have been with me a long time and helped out. And when it started, it was a lot of just family and friends helping out. And I've got a guy that helps feed out meat and stuff, and he'll walk up to an enclosure and the cats come right over to him because they know him. And so there's a lot to it. And then the safari is a whole nother place where you drive through with the animals. And the safari is an interesting story because it was COVID. We were looking at possibly being shut down for a year or so, and I'm not being able to sleep, thinking of different things to save my business. I mean, you got 500 animals to feed. It's not cheap, and if you have no income, so 11 o'clock at night, I had an idea. I own this property next door. I was like, what, I can fence it in, I can put roads in. We can have people stay in their cars. It's safe for them, and we can make money. I messaged my buddy that does excavation at 4 in the morning, told him to call me when I got up. He called me at 6, and I was like, I want to do this. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And in 12 days, we put over a mile of road in. We put up fencing. I traveled all over the country, stocked with animals, and opened up a safari and had bumper-to-bumper traffic. The whole safari was full, and just survived. Only to be sued by the town to shut me down because I didn't go through the proper channels because everything was shut down. I couldn't, but we ended up winning, and we're good. Now we have the safari, so it's
That's incredible.
it's always a fight, but it's a fight that we're always up for.
That's incredible.
You go to the zoos and animal parks, right? And you take it all in and you enjoy it, but you don't really know. You never meet who's behind it. I'm genuine when I say, I mean, you are such an impressive person as an
thank you.
entrepreneur, but you really can hear and see how much you love these animals and your passion. And we really appreciate you.
No, I appreciate it. And I mean, I think that the whole private sector, through the years, I'm nobody special, but I was a nobody in the industry, and just I got going, I got meeting people, and there's just so many great people in the private sector industry that have similar goals, similar passions. Some of my best friends I see twice a year, and they own zoos in Minnesota or North Carolina, just all over the country, and they share the passion and they do a great job, and it's pretty cool to get to a point where, we can get these animals from other zoos that they entrust us with them, and we send them to quality zoos that we trust, and it's just come a long ways.
That's awesome. The last thing I'll ask is just kind of give us the basic details. Where can people find out the information, and then what is your just
Any
seasonal
events,
schedule? thing
So
like
basically, the zoo itself, our regular season is April through October. You can find all our information on thewildpark.com. The Haven is thehavenofthewild.com. But like we come up with different ideas, different things. October, we open up for flashlight safari and Halloween nights. We've done it from the beginning. We decorate with Halloween. We have animatronics, and you can come and see the animals at night on Fridays and Saturdays. And a lot of these animals are more active at night, and it's all lit up, food, everything, and we have campfire out there. It's a fun experience. We go through the end of October. We then close for about 2-3 weeks. We put animals away that can't handle the cold, and then deck the entire zoo out with Christmas lights. Then we're open, I think, Thursday through Sundays. The schedule, that's on our website. For Christmas lights, we have Santa here where you can get your picture taken with Santa, baby kangaroo. Bounce houses are open. Gift shop, we have animatronic singing reindeer. It's really, really pretty extravagant, and so they can do that. The Haven, the Big Cat Bungalows are open year-round. We'll have more lodging there that's open year-round. There's just a lot. Our animal encounters are year-round. You can find all that on our website. But yeah,
So cool.
yeah, there's a lot to
What
it.
is the website?
Thewildpark.com.
Wildpark.com.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be back with my kids, and you have my word on that.
Oh no, perfect.
Listen, I've been here with my kids, and they absolutely love it. But it's been a little while, and there's a lot more to see. So I'm excited to get them back here. This has been awesome, man.
Yeah,
Thank
no, I
you so
appreciate
much
you guys
for
coming out.
taking the time with us.
No, I
showing
like
us this
talking about
incredible
it,
place.
and giving people more of an in-depth insight into it, because a lot of people have contributed to it, and like people don't necessarily see that just walking in, and I'm just fortunate. And
You guys are
like I
great.
said, nothing better than working with my kids, my dad, my mom. It's just, and it all started with a couple goats, and just
It all
reinvested
a
and
couple goats.
gotten to the point where we're at, and we're not looking back. We're just gonna keep pushing forward.
You're gonna make a lot of aspiring young entrepreneurs run out and grab a goat
man.
right now.
Yeah,
Just
don't
kinda-
do that.
It
Just
all
stay
starts with
outside a
goats.
100-mile radius of me or something like that. No, but that's the thing. And like kids, they need to realize, like, if you work hard, you can have your dreams come true. I mean, this is a different dream, but like I just work and work and work, and I've been lucky that a crazy idea took off, and I'm lucky to be surrounded by the people I'm surrounded by, and just work hard, and you can do things.
You guys are
I
so
love it.
inspiring, and you're such great people. Your
Oh, I
passion and your
appreciate
heart
it.
comes out in the way that you speak about your family in this place. So I'm wildly impressed. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
perfect.
right, man. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys, appreciate it.
Yeah.